Hey, Courtney, just
Hey.
I asked Kaylee and Cam this, but with SEC play right around the corner, to kind of have y'all been playing a lot of games that are pretty lopsided, but that first game to really have a battle against a good team and to have to find a way. You think that was maybe needed for this team, getting with SEC play right around the corner?
Yeah, I think it's hard to say it's not needed to just be in that tight game where you feel like you're grinding a little bit. You feel like you got to make the right moves, like you got to make big pitches. Yeah, I think it was great for us to go through with SEC like coming up, but also just in general of us just having that in our toolkit of winning a game like that and staying the course when we haven't necessarily been in a lot of those situations. So yeah, I liked being able to see and feel a little bit of that like big game, big moment energy and yeah, it was great. I thought we handled it well and stayed the course and found a way to win a game.
Yeah, Hornbuckle had such a good start for them, but it felt like y'all were kind of knocking on the door, but couldn't get that big hit until Kaylee came through with that go ahead home run. And then they make a pitching change, she hits another home run. For her to come through as a senior in a team in a close game like that, just what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a big moment, and the team needed our team needed it. So whether she's a senior or whether she's whatever year she is, our team needed her to come through in that moment. And I think that's the beauty of this team is it's someone different every day. A lot of days it's been all of them. I get that, or most of them, but we really have the ability throughout our lineup for anybody to step up big, and it was Kaylee for sure today. She's been seeing the ball really well. And I think she hit a couple different pitches out too. But yeah, Hornbuckle was, I mean, they both, but their lefties spin it, and Hornbuckle has such really good late break. And so I was just proud of our team for staying the course and not getting too frustrated and just continuing to make adjustments and find a way.
Yeah, y'all haven't played with many deficits this year, and you have twice against Omaha and this week, and they got one in the first inning of both of them. For your team to come out and find a way in both of those against a good quality opponent, just what do you think about that to overcome, a first inning where you do fall behind?
Yeah, well, I think so often that like the first inning's so important of just getting momentum and getting setting a tone. And I don't necessarily think that we did the best job. We overcame our first innings, especially defensively against Omaha. Omaha's really, really good. It does a really great job. They're gonna win a ton of games this year. And I mean, they do so many things well. They pitch it really well. They swing with such intent. They're strong. They take care of the ball. Like they do a really good job. Today I was more frustrated with our start because I felt like we started uncharacteristically. Like they scored that first run on a play that we make and we didn't make it. We know Kramer has speed, and so in that with that ground ball, we need to know to get the out at second. But when we don't, we also need to know they're gonna roll because they're super aggressive. They have that on their cards. We have it in our prep, and we didn't execute. And so that to me was the piece that was frustrating. I Mistakes are going to happen, physical mistakes are going to happen, but having two mental mistakes on that play is just very uncharacteristic for us. Um and so it won't happen again. But they stayed the course. Our team stayed the course. We didn't panic, even though it just wasn't flowing. They just kind of let the game come back to us and kept just grinding, and Wick came up big time and Say threw some really big innings for us, and Rob came in and closed the door. And so it was a full team effort. It was really complete, and we overcame our first inning and found a way to beat a really tough Omaha team.
Yeah, and speaking on Robin, coming in there at the end and gets in a jam and works her way out of it. I just have to think that's a pretty veteran performance. It wasn't her first big moment to need to work out of something before.
No, it wasn't. She's been in a lot of those, but she hasn't been in a ton this year. And so when in that moment when they're just kind of stringing some things and they get the bases loaded, and it's a good test for her. It's a good just kind of mental check for her of like just remembering her stuff's really good and trusting it through the zone. And and she did a really great job in a really big moment. So yeah, it was a veteran performance as a veteran outcome.
Cam, second game, and the second day in a row, she said just a really good start. And she told us just now she's just trusting her stuff a lot more than maybe she did last year. What did you think of her outing?
I thought it was outstanding. I thought it was outstanding. Again, I think I've said this all weekend. These teams swing really big. They're physical, they're aggressive, and when you have swings like that you're pitching to, you have to really trust your spin. You really have to trust your spin and trust your break, and also like just make sure you're not trying to do too much with it. And so seeing her have the outing that she did today, back to back outings, that's what Cam's done. That's what Cam's done for us. And so it's just great against an offense like theirs for her to do what she did. And a lot of contact outs, but not a lot of hard contact outs, and just trusting our defense. And just really proud of her. I mean, she's grinded for it. And even last week and not having like an ideal outing, even though the conditions weren't great, of just kind of like resetting and being like, no, like I got this. I have really good stuff. I'm gonna trust it. And that's what it's all about. So I'm really proud of her.
I'll end on this. Just Lexi King has a lot of family in town for this one. Obviously, the relation to Boise State's coach, and she got to go out there and pitch the final inning, secure win with a double play. Just you know, getting that moment for her. How happy were you for that?
Well, I was happy for her to have that moment because she works her tail off for it. And so, yeah, we trust her with her down stuff, and just really feeding her defense. And so it was great because I mean, she gets a quick out with the first pitch, like one pitch out, and then gosh, I think she was a game of inches, and I think Lewis just snuck it right inside, elevated a little bit, and Lewis snuck it right inside the line, and it was just kind of a tailor-made situation for Lexi of just really trusting her stuff, and she could feed our defense all day. And so when you get a good ground ball right to Katie, Katie's so good at turning it. It was such a great finish for the game, for the day, but also just for Lexi's outing and just her trusting her stuff. She's earned that. So it's just great to see her thrive in that moment.